Uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom!
Well, hello there, humans, bees, earthlings, hope you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bushka. Today I'm going to be doing a sniper guide. I'm going to be doing, well, firstly, why would you listen to me? Well, I hit a lot of sniper shots, like that. I hit a lot of sniper shots that are kind of freaky, because I take a lot of sniper shots that are kind of freaky. I miss more than I ever hit. But that's the secret of being a YouTuber. You got to go for things. And that's enabled me as a sniper to actually learn a lot about playing the game. And today I want to take some of the stuff that I've learned, some of the technique stuff, some of the game mechanic stuff, and throw it into your kick bag so that maybe if you're just starting out your career as a bolt action monster, you can become that bolt action monster that you want to be a lot quicker. Now, I'm not going to show you sensitivity settings. So I'm not going to talk too much about that. I will just tell you that you want your sensitivity as low as you can stand it on your 8x and your 6x scopes. Take that as you will. You should be sorting out your own sensitivity. And there's plenty of videos here on channel to help you with that. As to hitting headshots on people and moving vehicles, I'm sorry to say that the best way of doing that is to take a lot of them and get used to it. You learn the different vehicles, where to shoot. You learn how to lead your targets. It's all very much down to muscle memory, those kind of shots. But I will tell you, for every shot like that, where I smash someone out of a moving car on a hillside, there's like a dozen shots like this where I just get body and don't clear the target because I don't hit the headshot, and that's fine. They all count towards you getting better and better. I mean, this guy, you hit the target, but you don't get the headshot, so it never makes the highlight reels, right? Anyway, let's get on with it, and I'm going to talk to you about technique first and foremost. This is important stuff if you want to be a really good sniper. Okay, firstly, the most important bit of kit outside of your bolt action and your 8x is a level 3 helmet. Level 3 helmet gives you a cushion. It means you can take a hit from another bolt action outside of an AWM and keep on rocking. And you are looking for engagements, if you don't have a level 3 helmet, like I don't there, where you're fighting against people using ARs or DMRs because they can't one-shot you in the head. Okay, that's the first thing. Now, this guy's got a level 3 helmet. Let's talk about aiming. Aiming isn't just about being able to track targets. It's about knowing where the target's going to go. This is mind over muscle memory, basically, that we're talking about here. The target here has a level 3 helmet, and he is fighting people to his right, or my right, and he doesn't have me in his life just yet. He's really focusing on these guys over there. This is where snipers shine. Third party is the best kind of party, and he wants to leave and go down that stairwell when I hit him in the head because he realizes that there's just too much going on here and he's getting hit from too many angles to hold. Rather than track the target, look where he goes. I move to where he's going to be. I outthink him. It's not that I'm tracking him. I am static with this gun. I just know that he has to run through there, and I don't need a headshot. I just need a single body shot, and that is enough after hitting him in the head once. Now let's talk about grass and render issues in PUBG Mobile. You can see all this grass on this hill. I want to duck and hold so that all he can see is the top of my head, and it really makes it a lot harder for him to hit the shot. But because of this grass, I can't actually do that. I've got to stand very upright, and I'm exposing half my body to get these shots off, okay? That's kind of bad. There's no grass rendering down there for him. He can see straight through this hill as if I'm standing on top of it, which in fact I am. The grass isn't holding anything. So I'm going to get hit in the chest because I'm in a bad position. The best thing you can do there is just leave. One of the things that is so underrated here is the fact that repositioning and not taking some engagements and not firing those shots is a huge part of being successful as a sniper. Trigger discipline, which is where you don't take a shot because it's going to alert like a whole squad to the fact that you've just knocked one person, but you're all alone and you're outside the circle, is massive. And you can see I nearly not died there, and there's two other dudes in the car AFK because I just had to run off and get scrims and we're going to come back. So it was important that I didn't die and I didn't take that engagement. That's trigger discipline and working your way around. This is now about getting shots off. This is a really nice way of sniping. This guy overcooks it because he's not using a bolty, he's using a DMR. He is going to be using that angle there to come up and down above that ridgeline, on the ridgeline, and using the top of the structure. This is it in reverse. If I just peek the box here and I just keep popping over the top of the box, that box right there, I'm going to show more of my body than I want, just like I was on the hill where the grass wasn't rendering. The enemy is on the other side of that roadway there, and they have a perfect ridge line. But if I pull back from the box, if I actually take my bad self and I move further away from the bad guys, they're only going to see a very, very limited amount of my head when I'm peeking. That line there is the box, and I want to just have my head sitting down either side of it. I don't want to be up above it like that. And I'm going to be able to give them different looks. I'm going to be able to use both sides of this box. Watch. It shows them so, like I'm going to peek the same side twice, and then we go to the left, and there's a little box there, and we start peeking that. We peek the right again. Get the hits. This is all about repositioning. And look at the angle that I'm holding here. It's so much easier to peek that than it is to actually just stand over the top of a box, which is a lot of people do. We talked earlier about knowing where people are going to go. Know your weapon as well. An AWM, if you don't hit a headshot, that's fine. There's no way they survive 2 body shots. All you got to do is hit the body shot. So don't stress out about trying to hit a perfect headshot if they're out in the open. You just have to hit 2 shots. And you know they're going to try and run away, so set up your second shot. He's going to run past that bit of the wall. He has to run past that bit of the wall. Nail it. Nail it, nail it, nail it. Knowing the way humans behave is so important. The right thing for him to do is to just go straight to ground there and lie down. But people tend to want to run into structures. People don't want to just lie down behind a wall. They want to get to the safe place where they know that they're safe from all angles, where it's crazy. You've just lost nearly all your health and you are still going to run around upright. Don't do it. As soon as you get safe from a sniper shot, get down, heal, start again. You don't go into engagements when you're bolting with less than 100% health unless you know exactly what weapon you're facing. Anyway, let's keep talking. This is going to be all about bad angles. See this structure over here? There's a guy in the top right window. He's going to use an M416 and he's going to try and spray me down. I am going to headshot him because he's only got a level 2 helmet with a Kar 98. The real problem here is that I overexpose myself. And this is a lot of what we talk about here is technique. I want to get hard up against that wall and just pop my head out on the right there. That space there is where I want to be. What I do is I move too far out and I stay vertical. So watch this. I nearly died here. Now that is, look where I am right there. Like I'm going to get the headshot and I'm going to get the clear, but it's close. And an M416 has 930 meters per second shell velocity. Bullet speed. Look where I am. My entire body is exposed. I want to be more to the left along that line and just peeking my head out that very, very edge there, which allows me to fire at 0 seconds, the same as him, and then hit the shot. As it is, he's probably firing before I'm even zoomed down the scope there. Super lucky to get away with that. And that's something you really got to watch out for in your gameplay. Hills, like over-peaking hills, over-peaking the side of structures, those are big issues. Let's talk about your role in squads. Your role as a sniper in squads is to get knocks. It's also, it can be defensive, it can be offensive. It's very hard for a squad to push you when they're picking people up off the ground every time they expose themselves. And people fall in love with these peak fights. And headshots obviously are what you've got to learn to hit. This is a great example. Gangsy, I'm playing with Gangsy and Kill him. Gangsy's a very aggressive player. He's played PMCO for ages. He's in no mercy and they run around. They have a lot of fun. Plays KRJP hot lobbies all the time. He's a madman from Melbourne. Killam's a lovely South African bloke residing in Western Australia right now. You're going to see there is a squad over there. They are going to push that squad. And they're going to push them across a wide open bit of circle because they are pretty confident in me locking down those guys. Now, I've knocked one. He is just over there getting revived. Another one pops. Gangsy's like, I need cover. Bang. Right between the eyeballs. You have to learn to hit your headshots. There is no other way around this. But there is a good silver lining in this kind of engagement. When people are firing like that and they're aiming hard, they stand still. You can see on the left of that guy is the guy I've just knocked. He's putting a heal in and he's only going to be at 75% health. Unless he's used a full kit, which means if I hit him in the chest, he's going to go down. The next shot is less about getting the knock and the kill. It's ensuring that they don't keep pouring fire into my teammates. So this one, I go for a headshot. We don't get the headshot, but we get a body shot. So that's a knock. One guy that's just revived and is probably only 75% health, and another dude who's just lost a massive amount of health. Now, I don't heal because I know I'm in a safe space. They can get me back up anytime they want. But when you are sniping and you've just hit like 3 really quick shots in a row, 2 of them resulting in knocks, the other squad will sometimes just go absolutely dead silent. They don't want a bar of it, right? Especially against an AWM, and we monstered them from here. The boys walked up. I kept staying here supporting. No one stuck their eyeballs out again for the entire engagement. Didn't want a bar of it. Now let's talk about jumping. If you're getting sniped and you jump and the guy behind the 8X is any good, you are in a lot of trouble. Jumping is not the best tactic for evading sniping. Moving around like a lunatic is very, very good at evading sniping. And one of the reasons why I find this to be so true is if you watch this, you'll see there is a parabola. There is a curving line that is exact. You know where that's going to be. You know where it's going to end. So you actually just put your crosshair along that line and then pull the trigger in time with the guy moving. It's one of the reasons why hitting shots on moving vehicles, once you get used to it, is possible, because you've got a vehicle going a consistent speed. You can kind of line up to where you think he's going to be and let it fly. And it's not that you actually shoot the guy, it's that he kind of runs into the round. Moving like that is so much better for your gameplay. I also don't, this is another thing. This is a guy down there using a DMR versus an AWM. That is just bad, bad, bad news. And this is, again, how you spot targets with sniping. You just see like a little bump on a wall. That's all it is. And that's enough. That's all you really need. You just shoot at the bump. Headshot. And this guy here is doing a great job of being evasive. Look at this. See how hard it is to hit him when he's moving around like that? But when he jumps, it gives you an opportunity to track him, or rather track where he is going to land. He's definitely going on this parabola. We follow that beautiful curving line down, and he just runs into the bullet, okay? That is a technique that you have to get used to in sniping. You have to learn to hit jumping targets. You can chest shot jumping targets all the time. Once you get really good at it, you'll start hitting headshots on jumping targets, and you'll be a lot better for it. This is one that I just find to be amazing. I am hard peeking. Now, this drives people in TPP insane. They look at someone who is hard peeking, and hard peeking means you're visible, right? Because most people third-party peek from behind rocks and things, and they can't help but take the shot. Like, I know that guy's there. I know he has a level 2 helmet. He knows I have a Kar 98. I've just cleared his friend, and he's still going to try and take this shot. But he's also intimidated, so he's going to edge out from the right-hand side of the rock. You'll see his little helmet start popping up here in just a second. This is almost like just baiting with your body, but you've got a level 3 helmet, so you can do it. It is crazy how people, especially newer players, can't help but try and take that shot. Now I want to talk about something that's a little bit outside the technique. This is looking at the kill feed. We're going to get a knock on this guy down here. We actually end up thirsting him as well. No one in that squad knows that I've got an AWM yet, or at least they don't know who I am. They don't know if I'm in the kill feed, but I've just nuked him with an AWM, right? Again, hard peeking. He couldn't help it. He had to poke his head out. You hard peek, they fall in love with it, especially guys with M416s. That's the rest of his squad. They know I've got an AWM, and they're still going to hard peek me because they just love the opportunity to have a bolty off. What I want you to pay attention to here is there's 2 things going on. One is they should know that I've got an AWM, and they should stay out of the kill feed, stay out of the slot so that they can't see me. They're up there. But watch how quickly I snap down here when I'm firing. I will fire quickly, and then I'll duck really quickly. You need to get this or some semblance of this into your gameplay, because if you don't, you'll quite often get hit in the head really. I mean, you can get unlucky and still be hit like that, but it's so much harder to hit someone who's just literally going up to take the shot and then pulling back down. Now we want to have a look at tracking. Now, this is an experience thing. There is a guy in the smoke running along that top ridge line. This is right at the end of the game. That's him taking shots at us. I want you to watch as I track him. And I track his head. And I just, with experience, you just learn how to do this. It's a make or miss league. You've got to hit headshots. And that looks fantastic. And it is fantastic, but it's actually just like your fingers, once you make enough of these shots, will take over. And there is a video I've got how to practice your sniping up on the channel here. And it's a really good one. It's basically the training range of Mark 14 and an 8X on single shot. Anyway, but you can go watch that. But look at where I'm tracking here. My imagination takes over and it starts plotting the course of where this guy is, and it actually hits the headshot through the smoke. So it looks dodgy as all hell. But I'm tracking his head the whole way, and that's where he's going to be. It's a timing thing, not so much anything else. God, we've been going for 15 minutes. This is going to be a very long video. This is about, if you see, we talked about the kill feed before, that guy's squad, knowing that I was in the kill feed. If your partner gets knocked by a headshot from an AWM, don't repeak. That's just crazy. If you're in a duo particularly and your partner gets bolty knocked with a headshot and you repeak, you have killed both him and yourself. There's an old line from Arthur Conan Doyle. He wrote Sherlock Holmes, which is like, whatever is left after you take away the implausible, however improbable, paraphrasing here, is your answer. And you've got to get good at identifying where targets are when you're using a bolt action sniper rifle, particularly when you have to spot your own targets. Talking about when you're in solos or solos versus duos or solos versus squads. And if you hear a gunshot, then that's where the guy is. And then you are looking for bumps. I know this sounds crazy, but heads come up as bumps, right? So there's a gunshot out there, and then you just look for a bump. And I guarantee you, if you look down there and they want a sniper fight, you're going to see a bump. Like if they're shooting at you, some people won't. Oh, there's a bump. It's in the middle of a tree, right? That's actually a pretty good space, but he's too close for that to work. And if you're looking for bumps or changes in the color of objects, your eye will naturally catch this. I don't suggest you stand still and do it. You've always got to be moving. But if you're hearing gunshots from out there and you can't see something, it doesn't matter. He is still there. You've got to stick with it. I want to talk a little bit about mechanics here. I changed recently to peek and open scope. Now, I did this for a couple of reasons, but one of the byproducts has been that I'm more accurate when I'm in my first peek. Like I go to exactly where the crosshair is rather than mucking around with extra fingers. So I'm getting less screen lock as well, but it also stops me from jiggle peeking. And I think jiggle peeking's a little bit of a thing that you fall into, you know, where you wiggle your scopes backwards and forwards, and it doesn't really do anything to help. It's far more workmanlike. And I would suggest you maybe try that. Up to you. Personal preference. This is about the level 3 helmet again. Late game AWM. Look at Gangsty. He's going to do a great job here. He's kind of just baiting the whole time we're playing this ridgeline. That guy's level 2 helmet. I'm basically using my body as bait. I'm giving him the level 3 helmet and saying, hit that headshot. And he does. But he gave me a headshot too. And so he loses because I've got an AWM. The AWM is the king of everything. Look at Gangsty baiting this guy out. We know he is there. He is literally just running this ridge, giving the guy a look at him. And this is a tactic you can employ in squads, and good squads do this all the time. That turns into a push for us, and it allows us to clear this duo. We actually end up going on to win this game, and the end game was pretty fun.
Watch out.
This is something that duos and squads do all the time. They'll bait, one guy will bait, and then another one will flank. When I've got someone tap firing at me with a DMR that isn't really worried about hitting me, I feel very, very nervous, because generally it means that someone is hanging out on the flank, coming towards me, or he's trying to get me to hard peek for an AWM or something along those lines. Let's talk about tunnel vision. When you're in a good spot like I am here, and you're knocking the crap out of everyone, and you've got an orm, and you're feeling life just couldn't get better, you sometimes lose track, tactically speaking, of the game. There is a squad ahead of me. The circle is rotating. There is a squad on my left. That's fine. I'm okay as long as there's no one behind me. But guess what? Someone turns up behind me and we come second. because clearing the guy behind me cost me my squad mate, and while that was happening, everyone rotated around me, and I ended up underneath a mountain with 3 blokes with very bad attitudes. That's like this guy. This guy's tunneling in on my squad mates, and they're all over there on my left. I run off, get a better angle, and lo and behold, you can see down there, they're engaging his squad, and he just completely loses track of me. He's so focused in on those guys over there, and that allows me to pin him down. Now I hit him, don't kill him, don't knock him, take out his level 3 helmet, and then I go and clear his squad mate. Tunnel vision works both ways. You can see this guy down here, and this is the render thing as well. People in open fields, you know this, I know this, there's no grass there for me because they're over 100 meters away. Everything is laid bare. And while my team can't see him, they do tell me that they're getting grenaded and they're under pressure from someone lying down in the grass. I'm able to clear this guy, and then we all focus our efforts on the guy on my right, whose helmet I just ripped, and we get clear on everyone. Last one, promise, because it's over 20 minutes. This is getting ridiculous. I could go for a long time on this. When you're looting, look at the ridges. If the last guy you cleared was a knock, and you know that his teammate isn't dead, obviously, look around you at the ridges. That's exactly what I'm doing here. As soon as this head pops, just there, I'm like, oh, hello. Was expecting that, so that's all right. I'm not going to get wrecked. I do actually get straight to cover. And then we use like a little bit of our nous and pull back and finish up. Thank you so much for watching. Look after yourselves. Remember the Red Magic 6 Pro phone giveaway. Make sure to look at that and do yourself a favor and enter that. Join the Discord server. Link is in the description below. If you like this video and you want more of these Ultimate Sniper Guide videos, let me know. There is so much technique and tactical stuff involved in being a good sniper, especially when you're an older bloke like me and you don't have the motor skills of the young humans. Until next time, look after yourself, stay safe in the battlefield. Please like and subscribe, share the videos, and yeah, bye for now.